Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Viking Women's Basketball with Chelsea Gregg. It's great to have you, Coach, and 5 games into your head coaching career. How's it been so far?
Yeah, great. I think that with this young team, we're just learning together. With our first road test at Hawaii, I think it was a great experience for us to, like we had talked about, a business trip, but be able to have a lot of fun and then lock in when needed, and then handle some adversity with the time change and having to move our game from an afternoon to earlier morning, and some lack of prep. And we just treated it, at the end of the year, that's going to happen. We're at the tournament time and you don't have much time to prep for that next game. So I like where we're at. We're young, but we're eager to learn, continue to work really hard. And our goal is really, day in, day out to get better every day.
All right, yeah, and we'll catch you up with what's happened so far. Starting with the first week, you guys came out firing against Warner Pacific. Esmeralda Morales had an unbelievable debut, set a record with 32 points. And then Dixie State, probably the best game so far this season. Great energy on both sides of the court, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think really just proud of our freshmen for stepping into these roles, asking them to play big minutes right away, especially at the point guard spot with Esme. Incredible performances there, but really just impressed with our buy-in. And I would agree, our best complete game being that of Dixie State, and the way we're filing around defensive intensity, we definitely put a full 40 minutes together.
All right, and next week, you mentioned it already, but you went to Hawaii, which was a super fun experience, I'm sure, for all the players. But also, you had some quality performances on the court, too. Per review, Jada led you with 7 3-pointers. You guys win there. And then Hawaii, you went down 17-2, and we're down 10 in the fourth quarter, but an unbelievable comeback. And it was the freshmen again, like Esme, Alea Fitzgerald, and Mia Uhila. They scored all 20 of the 25 run that got you a 5-point lead at the end. Of course, Hawaii came back, but still great stuff.
Yeah, exciting. I think with the game against Prairie View, it was something different. It was a competitor that we hadn't ever seen right before. And so just the game change, the time change, like I said, we had to be ready to go early. But like we had talked about, that's our practice times, the early mornings. And so we were going to be ready for that. Proud of our execution down the stretch. And then for Jada just to find her spot, man, she was playing well for us, can really shoot the basketball. And so continuing to be that for us. And then against Hawaii, we got punched in the mouth early, but really proud of the fight that we showed in that game. And then absolutely really promising with our freshman group there. But, I looked at our senior leadership with Sav, and then also our bench was great in that game, just really encouraging, continue to cheer, stay in the game, stay engaged, and we need that. We talk about needing all 14. It's not just going to be our freshmen every game. Yes, we expect for them to be impact players and give us good minutes, but ultimately we can't rely on our freshmen to carry us throughout the year. We're going to need all 14, whether you're playing big minutes for us or not, to be engaged on the bench. And I think that really showed in Hawaii that we stuck with it. Possession at a time, we started see the ball go through the hole, got the stops that we needed, and unfortunately down the stretch, but a few miscommunications and some rotations that we missed, and they got that 3 at the end. But really proud of the effort, and yeah, just overall all play there for those freshmen in that stretch.
Yeah, and Sav actually had a go-ahead 3-pointer in the final minute. I was really hoping for her that she'd get, that game-winning shot, but oh well. And then Utah Valley is the most recent game. It was a tough opponent with, them being an NCAA tournament team last year, and 2 great posts that really hurt you. But what lessons did you get from that game?
I think with us having a kind of a busy travel schedule, the non-conference, being away, coming back, getting to class, and then leaving right after Thanksgiving again, it just shows our younger players and also returners that we need to make sure we're ready to go. Whether it's, travel accommodations, whether you're not feeling well, if there's sickness, injury, whatever that is, how can we continue to better prepare ourselves for those games to have great starts? And so I think we're learning from that. And then ultimately, our defense wasn't awful. We held them to 62 points. I don't think they, our goal is to hold them under 60, but how did we do that? We can't let one player have 17 and 19 rebounds, right? And majority of those coming on the offensive end. And so I think that's where our focus is continuing when we got back this week was, can we start better early? Because we got great quality shots. How can we continue to be in the basketball game? It was only 10 at half for how poorly we were playing. we were right there. And so how can we, if we're not making shots like we had been those first few games, how do we continue to have that high energy and execution down the stretch so that we can still be in those games, you know, and compete till the end? And so for us, we got to be better defensively one-on-one inside, but collectively stick the game plan and then execute that accordingly.
All right, let's look ahead now. Idaho State, defending conference champion, coming to Viking Pavilion on Thursday. And they're 1-5 at the moment, but you can throw that out considering the teams that they've played. And it's an interesting contrast because they're super experienced. You know, you start 3 freshmen. So it'll be an interesting matchup against experience with promise, of course. So what do you see out of that game?
It should be an exciting ball game. I mean, it is so different, kind of strange, really, that we're playing a conference game so early. Last year, we didn't have the opportunity to play that game as it was canceled due to COVID reasons on the Weber State side of things. And so we didn't get to play that early game in conference, and ultimately that was a different year altogether. But playing it early, excited to host the defending Big Sky champs, but really excited about the opportunity for us and our young team to be able to compete. Yes, they have a lot of experience. I feel like we've been playing against the same team for like 6-7 years, just with their depth of their roster. And you know, with the COVID year, we've been seeing these starters for quite some time. I was happy that they're going to be graduating, and unfortunately, you know, we got to see them for another season here. But in saying that, though, you know, they're really well coached, and they're going to come in and be ready for us, but we are going to be as well. I'm excited that, you know, some keys for us is, can we push the ball in transition? Can we make those maybe older players that have had a lot of games and have had to compete and play a lot of minutes, can we get them tired? Can we get them up and down and change the pace of the game a little bit? And then ultimately, rebounding is going to be where it's going to make the difference for us. Can we rebound, get in transition, and then limit their opportunities on the offensive end?
Yeah, definitely an exciting game on Thursday, and one on Saturday against Weber State. Playing better than in previous seasons. They've already have 2 wins and a close game at UC Davis just this last weekend. So what do you see out of them so far?
Yeah, I think, again, something where the record doesn't tell the whole story of being 2-3. I think ultimately they're playing a lot better basketball they have in the past. Valeda's doing a great job. I feel like, as I think I've heard her state, but just it's her team, right, that she's been working towards and recruiting and getting those right pieces together. They play with a lot of swagger. Defensively, they get after it. They'll get up and pressure us. And so can we handle that pressure? Can we not allow them to speed us up? And just execute. You know, they have some key players that are going to be more inside-minded, inside-out. And so can we be ready for that and learn from our experience at Utah Valley and continue to compete and be better on the inside?
All right, there it is. It's Thursday, Idaho State at 6 p.m., Saturday, Weber State at 12 p.m., which is earlier than it was originally announced, so plan ahead. Tickets available at govikes.com/tickets. Both games will be streamed on ESPN+. For all women's basketball information, visit govikes.com.